Hi guys, I'm EB. In this video, we are going to see the One Upon Wall Street book show, which is written by Peter Lynch. In previous videos, we have seen the Learn to Earn book show. Continuing with that, now we are going to see the One Upon Wall Street book show, which is written by Peter Lynch. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the One Upon Wall Street book was written and published in the year 1989 by Peter Lynch and John Rothschild. We all know that Peter Lynch is a fund manager, worked at the Fidelity Magellan Fund for 13 years from 1977 to 1990, and he has produced a astonished return of 20% compounding return every year. And by writing the book called Learn to Earn, One Upon Wall Street and Beating the Streets, he is educating the individual investors to know about the market and to make profit in the market. The John Rothschild is a freelancer writer as well as an economist who is the co-author of this book. Now we are seeing the context of this book. It goes like introduction to the Millennium Edition, the prologue, and a real introduction, the advantages of dumb money. Okay, and the book is divided into three parts. That is, the first one is prepare to invest, and second one is picking the winners, and third part is the long-term view. As well as this book has a epilogue, acknowledgement, and the index. Okay, these are all the three divisions of this book. And in the first video, we are going to see about the introduction, prologue, as well as the advantages of dumb money. The second video, we can see the part one, prepare to invest, and the 5 chapters in it. And the third video, we can see the part two, picking the winner, the next 10 chapters in the book. And in the fourth video, we can see the part 3 of this book, that is the long-term view, the last 5 chapters. As well as in the fifth video, I'm going to give my conclusion to this book. Okay, now let us see the introduction to this book. Previously, I have said that this book was written and published in the year 1989. At the year 2000, Peter Lynch does a little bit modification in this book because of the millennium year ahead, and he has written about the upcoming internet era. Okay, and let's see the introduction to the millennium edition. At first itself, Peter Lynch mentioned that this book is to encourage the individual investors and to provide knowledge for them. And Peter Lynch says that whatever principles, strategies he has used in the year 1989, which will still apply in the market also, to pick the stock and to invest in the stocks. Okay. At 2000, Peter Lynch saw the rapid increase of individual investors coming into stock market. At 1989, in US, only 32% of the households are investing in the stock market. But at the 2000, it is come around 50% of the US peoples are investing in the stock market. You know what? Right now, at the year 2024, 54% of the US household investing in the stock market. Likewise, in India, it is just 16% of the Indian people investing in the stock market. It is, if there is a 100 people in India, then only 16 people of them investing in the stock market and making wealth out of it, either by directly buying the stock or through the mutual fund. Okay, now let me explain what is the phrase called one upon. It means that having a advantage of one over other. Peter Lynch says that as an individual investor, we also have a little bit advantage over investing in the stock market, because either we can be working in the company or we can be a consumer of the product, so that we have a little bit advantage over the other persons to know about the stock and to invest in the company. This is what one upon means. And Peter Lynch says that he never invest in the stock which he don't understand, and he also advises us to do that. Okay, now Peter Lynch gives his real-time example how he came to know about the Amazon company stock. At the year 1977 Thanksgiving, he want to present gift to the others. That's how he came to know the Amazon.com stocks. It is the starting point of him to know about the company, and further he can do the analysis and he can invest in it. Okay, this is how an individual investor can come across a company and invest in the stocks. And Peter Lynch says that with the instant gratification, he never buys a stock. Rather than he always used to do buy in the old-fashioned way. That is already existing business which is going into another market and expanding his business, so that the earnings may increase and the stock value increase. Okay, he will invest in that. Otherwise, a mediocre company, a medium company is turning around itself a big company, so that he will invest in that. Peter Lynch mentioned that in his portfolio, majority of his stock is the turnaround stocks. That is, a medium company is turning into large company, and with this advantage of investing in the small companies, which is turning into large company in the long period, he can make a profit out of it. To really make a big profit, Peter Lynch can wait up to 3 to 10 years so that the result can be amazing in his portfolio. And the Peter Lynch says is, I own stocks where results depend upon the ancient fundamentals. A successful company enters new markets, its earnings rise and the share price follows along. Or a flawed company turns it around. A typical big winner in the Lynch portfolio generally takes 3 to 10 years or more to pay out. It means that Peter Lynch even waits 3 to 10 years to make a profit in the investment. Okay, and along with that, Peter Lynch mentioned the important thing, that is the P by E ratio, that is price to earnings ratio. At 2000, the internet is booming and many companies are coming into public. Peter Lynch's first way of approaching a company is by checking the P by E ratio, that is price to earning ratio. But at that time, many internet stock companies doesn't have a earnings. positive earnings. Then how he will check the first yardstick of price to earnings? Okay, Peter Lynch always avoid the company which has negative earnings or no earnings at all. And Peter Lynch says that the internet is nothing a new thing in the world, because before internet there are many things has changed the world according to Peter Lynch. They are the railways, the mobile phone, and many things like that. They are all the new things in the stock market, and Peter Lynch doesn't get excited about, because after a long time in that industry, one or two companies will survive, and rest of them will be shut down. So that at initial stage itself, we should not hurry and buy the company, rather than wait for some time so that the company can make a profit and to prove it business in the market. Okay, and we can go and buy the company. And Peter Lynch advice not to follow the share price, rather than if an individual investor want to follow, then follow the earnings. The saying goes like, if you can follow only one bit of data, follow the earnings, assuming the company in question has earnings. Okay, and Peter Lynch mentioned the very important thing in this, that is, if we invest in the 10 stocks and if the 6 stocks has succeeded, then it is a really good investment. The quote goes like, in my experience, 6 out of 10 winning in the portfolio can produce a satisfying result. And also, Peter Lynch advised for individual investors to do a systematic investment plan so that he can never worry about the market. He should regularly invest a small amount of money in the stock market so that in the long run he can make a profit out of it. And towards the ending of the introduction, Peter Lynch mentioned that always keep looking out for a next big winners so that you can find one and you can make a profit out of it. Okay, these are all the point which is mentioned by the Peter Lynch in the introduction to the Millennium Year. Okay, now let us see the prologue, a note from Ireland. It is a start story of a Peter Lynch who is going for vacation in the Ireland, and at that time the stock market has declined and he has learned some of the lessons and he is sharing with us. The main important lesson he is sharing that, please don't go vacations with the light cash. That means that if there is a big correction or fall, we should always have some cash in it so that we can go and buy the existing business in the bargain price. Okay, this is what Peter Lynch mentioned in the note from Ireland. Okay, now let us see the introduction to the advantages of dumb money. At starting itself, Peter Lynch say that this is where the author or a professional investor promises the reader that for the next 300 pages he will share the secret of his success. But the rule number one in my book is stop listening to the professionals. 20 years in this business convinced me that any normal person using the 3% of his brain can pick stocks just as well, if not better than the average Wall Street expert. It means that average normal persons like you and me, by using our brain, we can also pick a stocks and invest in it so that in the long term we can create a very good wealth for us. This is what mentioned by the Peter Lynch in this book. And Peter Lynch says that as individual investors like you and me, we all have an advantage over the professional investors in the Wall Street, because we can work in the company or we can be the consumer of the product. Okay, so that we can be well much connected with the business that will help us in investing in the stock. Okay, in this book Peter Lynch talks about the businesses which is existing in the US, that is Taco Bell, Dunkin Donuts, likewise, and he shared his experience while investing in that. At 1990, retiring at the fund manager, in his portfolio he is having around 1400 stocks in his portfolio. He says that whenever he sees a very good business in a bargain price, he will buy that. Okay, this is what Peter Lynch also advises for us, but not to diversify this much. But whenever we see a very good business in a bargain price, we should not hesitate to buy the business. Okay, Peter Lynch says that to invest in a very good business, we really don't need a master's degree like that. All we should have is a logical thinking, and if we have a very good logical thinking, then we can start investing in the stock market. This is what mentioned by the Peter Lynch in the introduction to the advantages of dumb money. We differentiate the smart money with the dumb money. A smart money is a money which has managed by the professional investors, and a dumb money Peter Lynch mentioned is the money which is invested by the individual investors. And as individual investors, we also have advantages while investing in the stock. This is what mentioned by the Peter Lynch in the introduction to the advantages of dumb money. Okay, to conclude this video, the main 3 points I will share is, the first one is to invest in the stock market, all we need to have is a logical thinking. And second one is as an individual investor, we also have some advantage over the professional investors, because we can work in the company or we can be the consumer of the product. Okay. And third one is the systematic investment plan. We should never worry about the ups and downs of the market. As well, Peter Lynch mentioned that if we are selecting a 10 stocks, in that if the 6 stock is success for us, then we can produce a very good return. Okay. These are all the important points which is mentioned by the Peter Lynch in the introduction. Okay. In the next video, we can see the prepare to invest and next 20 chapters in the detailed way. Okay. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you for watching.